Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, and back to the X-Sums files. A puzzle pack of X-Sums puzzles, basically because I needed to get better at X-Sums, and I suggested we do an X-Sums pack, and a bunch of people jumped in on the idea. Now, I'm recording these puzzles all out of order, so I'm not 100% sure where this one is going to jump in, but this is called Don't Get Too Cross by Panthera, and it's been a while since I've done a Panthera puzzle, and testers have said this one could be a little bit tricky, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this one goes. Of course, there'll be links below to this puzzle as well as to the entire pack, which will get broken up into the difficulties we normally do. I've been told some of the puzzles in the pack are diabolically tricky, so we'll see how that all goes. Those will probably end up as scripted solves. As to how the pack is going to get released and how these videos are going to get released, that is something we will figure out closer to time. So you may be seeing this as a main feature on the channel. It may be an unlisted video you need to click into the pack to see. I don't know. However it comes out, hopefully we'll enjoy this one. As I said, links below to the puzzle. Let's go through the rules. So we've got normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Then we've got X-Sums. So a number outside the grid gives the sum of the first n digits in that row or column, where n is the digit in the cell closest to the given clue. So for example, this is the cell closest to the 16. If this was a 4, it would mean those 4 cells sum to 16. If this is a 3, it would mean those 3 cells sum to 16. If this is a 5, it means those 5 cells sum to 16. Similarly over here, if this is a 5, then this means those 5 cells sum to 16. If this is a 4, it means those 4 cells sum to 16. So that's the way it works. Quite a tricky constraint until you wrap your head around it, which I haven't done yet. Let's give it a try to Don't Get Too Cross by Panthera. Let's restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So what we often want to think about is, first of all, you can never put a 1 on an X-Sums clue unless it's a 1, because putting a 1 here immediately stops the clue and you're only counting the cell with the 1 in it. You can never put a 9 into an X-Sums clue unless it's a 45, because you're immediately counting the entire column. And if you're counting the entire column, it's all the digits from 1 to 9, they sum to 45. But what you often want to do is think about, how can you make up the sums? Well, what digits could I use to make a 10 sum? Well, I could do a 10 in 2 digits. I could do a 10 in 3 digits. I could do a 10 in 4 digits. I can't do a 10 in 5 digits because 4 has to be absolutely minimized. 4, 3, 2, 1 sums to 10. So I could do a 10 in 4, making it absolutely minimum. And that is possible, but I can't make it anything else. So this must be a 2, a 3, or a 4. Now this one is slightly different. And with the previous, I have solved a couple of other puzzles where I've tried to be a bit more logical, but on this one, I think I'm actually going to have to go around and figure out what are the possible numbers I could use. Let's actually go down to the 9, which I think is the next most restricted. I can only do it in 2 or 3. I can't do it in 4, because to do it in 4, the minimum would be 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 10. Maybe I just keep going like this. A 13 can't be done in 2 because the second digit would need to be 11. It could be 3 or 4. It can't be done in 5 because the minimum of 5 is 13, and I'm aiming for 13. A 16, I think, could be 3, 4, or 5, because I can do 16 in 3 because I can make the next 2 digits sum to 13. I can't do it in 2 because I can't make the next digit a 14. And I can't do it in 6 because the minimum of 6 digits is 1 through 6, which is 21. So 19 also can't be done in 2. This is 3, 4, 5. Because I can't do it in 6. This is a 3, 4, 5 triple, and that's a 2, meaning this is an 8. That's cool. So this is now restricted because this has to be a 3 or a 4, because I can't do 12. You can never do 12 in 2, and I can't do 12 in, I could do 12 in 3, 4. I can't do it in 5 because the minimum is 15. But this is a 3, 4, 5 triple. So one of those is done in 3. It's probably this column because of overlapping, but I'm not sure. Like, I don't think that one can be done in 3, but I don't want to rely on that yet. because there's all sorts of overlapping with maximums. Like, what's the minimum you can do 36 in? Well, I can't do it in 4 because the maximum of 4 is 28, because 4, 7, 8, 9 is 28. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is 30. Sorry, 5, 6 is 35. So this can't even be a 5. This is at least a 6. So this is 6, 7, or 8. 35, however, could be a 5, because 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 does work. 5, 6, 7. It can't be done in 8, because if it was done in 8, the next digit would need to be a 10. So this is 5, 6, or 7. 29 can't be done in 4, because the maximum with 4 is 4, 7, 8, 9, which is 28. So it's 5, 6, 7. It can't be done in 8 because the next digit would need to be 11. Can it be done in 7? The next two digits would need to sum to 16, which can be done. Oh, not here it can't. This can't even be a 7. Because if this was a 7, all of those digits would sum to 29. And it would mean these digits would need to sum to 45 minus 29, which is 16. But I can't make those digits sum to 16 because this is a 3, 4, 5. So this is only a 5 or a 6. 25, the minimum is 4, 4, 7, 8. Yeah, the minimum is 4. The maximum is 6, because 7, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 is 28. So this is 4, 5, or 6. This 35 is the same as this. This is 5, 6, or 7. So this is a 5, 6, 7 triple, because I didn't use this to restrict this at all. The minimum 5 can get me to 35 with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, except I can't. This can't even be 5, because a 5 here would need 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I don't have an 8. So this can't even be a 5. This is only a 6 or a 7, but this is still a 5, 6, 7 triple, which means that's a 4. And those digits there need to sum to 21. Now, there's multiple ways of doing that. But this can't be a 3 now, because if this is a 3, the minimum would be 3, 6, and this would need to be a 0. This is a 2, meaning that is a 7. Meaning there's no 7 here or here. But the 5, 6 pair means this is an 8, and those 8 digits sum to 36. But we know all 9 digits sum to 45. 45 minus 36 means that is a 9. This is now a triple. 1, 3, 9. Yeah, I don't know how to use that. So, there's almost certainly something going on with this column. Because if this is a 5, these are 6, 7, 8, 9. And I couldn't complete this. Yeah, this can't be a 5. If this is a 5, those digits there would sum to 35. Those digits there would need to sum to 10. And they'd be 1, 2, 3, 4 in order to sum to 10, just from this clue being those digits summing to 35. But if these are from 1, 2, 3, 4, this clue would be either a 3 or a 4, and meaning those would need to sum to 19 or those would need to sum to 19, which they can't do because we know all of those sum to 10. So this can't be a 5, this is a 6, this is a 5. Okay. Let's mark off some done clues. I've got 2 of them. Okay, so these sum to 35. Now, the interesting thing is we absolutely have overlap here, because if this was a 3, we now know that those digits there sum to 10, because those sum to 35 and these sum to 10, which is 45 minus 35. If this is a 3, these would sum to 10, but if this is a 3, we're also saying that these sum to 19. So this can't be a 3. If this is a 4, this is a 9. If this is a 5, those two sum to 9, both of which seem possible. But it means 3 is in one of those two now. The 5 is looking up saying that's not a 5. Ah, this is the 3 because of the 4 looking up. which means that's the 4, that's the 5, and now those two digits need to sum to 9. This is very clever. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised by it being clever, but it is very clever. Those two digits sum to 9. They could be 1 because we've got 35, 10, but we know those sum to 19. So these sum to 9. They could be 1, 8. They could be 2, 7. They can't be 3, 6 or 4, 5. Don't think I'm taking that any further, but I'm 5 here, which means those digits need to sum to 24. Okay, maybe not. This 35 clue is done because the 7 here is saying those sum to 35, which is just done because those sum to 10. The two digits not included sum to 10. These digits have a huge overlap, and that's probably going to matter because the minimum you can do 30 in is 5. With 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. 5, 6, no, wait. 5, 7, 8, 9 is 31. I can do it in 5. I may have been doing some wrong math earlier. No, I was working with larger numbers. I was working with 35s and 36s. 5, 7, 8, 9. No, 5. I can't do it in 4 because 4, 7, 8, 9 doesn't get me there. 4, 7, 8, 9 is 28. I can do it in 5. I can't use, so 5 or 7. I can't use 9 because 9 is 45. So it's only 5 or 7. Over here, I may have I've got a similar restriction. I can't do it in 4. I can do it in 5, 6, 7 or 8, but I can't do a 7 here. If I did this in 8, this would need to be a 14. So this is only a 5 or a 6. And this is a 5 or a 7. But there must be overlap. Because all of this row sums to 45, but I'm aiming for 61. So I'm aiming for overlap that sums to 16, which could be done in 2 cells. But not if this was 5, 7. If this was a 5, this would be a 7. And I would be... Let's get rid of this. I think that's broken, because if these were 5 digits and this was 7 digits, no, that's 3 cells overlap. But if this is 5, this is 7, and that's broken for a different reason. Because if this is 5, this is 7, all of those sum to 30, which means those need to sum to 15. But I put a 5 here, which means that would need to be a 10. That is a 6. Okay, that's cool. And now I know those 3 digits must sum to 14, because it's 45 minus 31. Can this now be a 5? Because if those are the sum and those are the sum, then those digits here have to sum to 61 minus 45, which is 16, which can only be done with 9, 7, and is actually doable in this grid. That's weird. If this was 7, however, if this is a 7, those 2 digits there would need to sum to 14, which isn't doable. This must be a 5, because if this is a 7, all of those blue digits sum to 30, which means those digits sum to 15. But with that being a 6, this would have to, no, 14. Because it's, oh wait, no, I've got my math wrong. This would be 6, 9, which is doable. Sorry, I got to 6, 8 because I was using the 31. No, that is doable. This could be 6, 9. Sorry, I got that wrong. Okay, let's look elsewhere. Well, hang on. We know these sum to 10 because 35 is there. So these sum to 10 and that's a 5. So these sum to 5. So they're either 1, 4 or 2, 3. And I don't know how to resolve that. Blast. But that's a virtual 1, 2 pair, I think, because these have to sum to 9. So there's a 1 or a 2 in here and a 1 or a 2 in here. Okay, let's look elsewhere. 27. I can't, actually I can do 27 in 4. No, I can't. 4, 6, 8, 9 is 27. I can do it in 4. Minimum 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I can do it in 7. No, because if I did it in 7, those two digits would need to sum to 18. This is only 4, 5, 6. If I did it in 7, these would need to sum to 45 minus 27, which is 18, and I can't do 2 9s. This is only 4, 5, or 6. I'm not getting this yet, am I? 24. Hang on, 24 plus 21. These have to sum to 45. Which... Does that mean that they must take the whole row? Does that mean those two digits must sum to 9? 24. The minimum you can do 24 in, you can't do it with 3 because 3, 8, 9 is only 20. You can do it in 4. 5, 6, 7 is too much because the minimum is 28. So this is also 4, 5, 6. 21, you can't do in 3. So this is also 4, 5, 6 without being a 6. But do those need to sum to 9? Do they need to be a 4, 5 pair? Because if this is a 6 and I'm summing all of those, then that's saying those digits need to sum to 21, and I can't do it because I can't do 21 in 3. So this can't be a 6. This has to be a 4, 5 pair. But I don't know how to use that. It's probably up here. These have to sum to 10. Without being 4, 6, or 3, 7. So they're 1, 9, or 2, 8. And these need to sum to 12. Without using a 4 or a 5. There is a thing about people who can just see totals like that and know what's possible. And I'm not one of those people and never will be. So if I don't use a 1, the minimum is 2, 3, 6, which is 11. Well, it's not 2. Oh, yeah, it is 2, 3, 6 because I could put 2, 6 here and the 3 here. So I don't know. This can't be a 1. It can't be 2. A 3, 8, 9 could work. 4, 5, it can't be 6. So that's a 3, 4, 5 triple. Because it can't be 6 or 6 or 7. So this is a 3, 4, 5 triple. And I don't know what to do. These 4 digits sum to 29. Those 3 digits sum to 21. Now they must include an 8 or a 9. Because if I don't include a 9, the only way to do it is with 6, 7, 8, which is the maximum. If I include a 9, I've included a 9. Does that mean I must include a 7? Because if I include a 9, this becomes 2, 8. Well, hang on a minute. I could do more than that. I know those sum to 25 and those sum to 13, which is 38. So these digits here have to sum to 7 because those digits there sum to 25 and those digits sum to 13, 38. To get to 45, I need another 7. I could use 1, 6. So these are either 1, 6 or 2, 5. That's not helping me. Except I've now got a virtual 1, 2 pair in that column. There are people who can just see these number patterns and resolve them. is it this row? If this is a 5, those sum. If this is a 5, these have to sum to 15, which means these have to sum to 9. But I can do 9 in 3 digits. Except the minimum here is 5. Because 1, 2, 3, 4 is not available. Actually, the minimum here is 7. I can't use 1 or 2 because these must sum to 7. So there's a 1, 2 here, and these have to sum to 10. So there's a 1 or a 2 in here. So I can't use 1, 2 here. I can't use 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7, 8, or 9. So if this is a 5, the minimum here is 13. And then those digits, because these digits would have to be 2, sum to 2, and they can't do it. This is a 7. And now those digits there have to sum to 15, and that's a 9, making that an 8. That is tricky. These digits now need to sum to 14, so those have to sum to 7. They're not 1, 6. If they're 2, 5, I think it has to go 2, 5 or 3, 4 because, actually I'm not sure about the 3, 4 because I can't put a 2 here because these have to sum to 9 and those have to sum to 5. So I've got a 2 used up here as well. But 1 is in here. But these now sum to 12. So these have to sum to 13. Well, the 8 looks up, meaning that these, which have to sum to 10, aren't 2, 8, they're 1, 9. So these, which had to sum to 7, aren't 1, 6, they're 2, 5, and these are now known. 3, 7? No, that's wrong. The math doesn't work. It's not 3, 7. I've already got a 3 in the column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13, 17, 25. That's better. These need to, yeah, these sum to 7. This is a 2 and this is a 5 because of the 4, 5 pair. There's no 2 here. These needed to sum to 9, so there's no 7 there. If this was a 3, these had to be 8, 9, and they can't be. There's no 3 here. This is a 4, 5 pair. That's a 3. These now need to sum to 9. They're not 1, 8, 2, 7, or 3, 6. This is a 4, 5 pair, and there's no 4 there. This clue is done. This clue is effectively done. This clue is done. This clue is done, but this one isn't, which is interesting. 13 is done. So how do I do this now? These need to sum to 12. I don't know. I have to use a 1 or a 2 because otherwise I'm at 3, 5, 6, which is 14. There must be a 1 or a 2 in there. But okay, this isn't a 3. And these had to sum to 5. So if this is a 1 or a 2, this is a 3 or a 4. Because those sum to 10, because those sum to 35, and this is 45 minus 35. This was an easier one. This X-sum pack is going to break me. 5, where's 5 in box 2? That 5 says not there. The 4-5 pair says not there. This is a 1 or a 9, and that's not there. There's a 5 here. Okay. Two, I'm not sure. 6, I don't know. 7, 8, yeah, I don't know. These have to sum to 14, so those sum to 7. 2, 5 or 3, 4 seems to work in either order. Those summing to 24. There's a lot of ways of doing 24 and 4. You need to get more information to be able to do that. If this is 4, these need to sum to 23, which would be 6, 8, 9. Ah, where's 9 in this box? Can't be in any of those. So 9 is in one of those two. So this is 1 and this is 9. 1 isn't in any of those. 1 is in one of those two. So 1 is down here, but that's not doing much. 1, 6, 7, and 9. 6 is in one of those two. Could this be a 4 now? 4 and 2 would mean these sum to 6, and these would need to sum to 21 minus 6, which would be 15. Which would have to be 6, 9. Because the only way to do it is with 6, 7, 8s, and 9s, and there's a 6, 7, 9. So this would be 6, 9. Seems to be possible. There's a quadruple here. 1, 7, 8, 9. So 8 is in one of those two. I can't even do the easy puzzles in this pack. It's this, isn't it? It's got to be this 21 clue, which I don't think I've looked at. So the minimum you can do 21 in, you can't do it in 3. So it's 4, 5, or 6 only, and it can't be a 5. So it's only a 4 or a 6. This is a 4, 5, 6 triple. If I did this in 4, those digits there would need to sum to 17. But 4, 3 would be 7, and those digits would need to sum to 7. But if this is a 6, this is 1 through 6. And it can be. These would be 2, 3, 4. So if this is a 4, that's a 3. They sum to 7. These would need to sum to 14. Hang on, if this is a 4, this is a 3. 7. 21 minus 7 is 14. I couldn't use 9, 5. I couldn't use 8, 6. I couldn't use 9, 5. I couldn't use 8, 6. Yeah, this can't be a 4. If this is a 4, 21 minus 7 is 14, and there's no way to make these sum to 14. 9, 5, and 8, 6 are both not available. So this is a 6. And these are 2, 3, 4. There's no 4. That's the 2, and this is a 3, 4 pair. And these, well, there's no 6 here anymore. This is the 6, and this is a 7, 9 pair. This is the 1. These are 7, 8, 9. The 6 is looking down saying that's not a 6. This is a pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. There's a 6 in one of those two. But these digits have to sum to 16. So these digits have, this can't be a 6 because these two digits had to have to sum to 10 because we've already got 6 of the 4. So those digits sum to 16 minus those 6, those sum to 10. If this is a 6, this is a 4 and it doesn't work. That's not the 6, that's the 6. This is a 7 or an 8 with those two digits summing to 10. So this is 2 or 3 and it's not 2. That's 3, that's 7, that's 8, that's 7. These are 1, 2, and 8. There's no 8 there, so that's the 8. These are all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, these are 1, 2, 3. These still sum to 5, and those still sum to 9. And I'm not seeing that fall apart yet. Really? And this 29 is now done because the 16 is now done. So the 16 and the 29 are now done because 29 plus 16 is 45. That's 4. Is it here? If that's 4, 6, these have to sum to 10. They couldn't be 1, 9, 2, 8, 3, 7, or 4, 6. So if this is 4, this would be 7, summing to 11, and these would have to sum to 9. They'd be 1, 8. In fact, there is an 8 in there. In fact, I know where the 8 is. The 8 is here. So if this was a 5 now, I'd need those digits to sum to 12. 5 and 8 and 6 would already be 19. It doesn't work. This has to be a 4, which means this is the 5, this is the 4. Now those digits there have to sum to 8, which is either 7, 1 or 6, 2, and it can't be 6, 2. That's the 7, that's the 1, that's the 6. The 1 and the 9 make that the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 5. Now these digits here sum to 7. And they're not 2, 5 anymore. Those are 3, 4. That's a 3, 4 pair. But these are 1 and 2. And those digits hopefully sum to 31. So we're at 15, 20, 31. Yes, that works. This puzzle is a bit rough. The 1, 2 takes 1 out of there. The 2 looks down, making that the 1 and that the 2. 3 is in, the 3 looks across, making that the 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 3 looks down, making that the 4 and that the 3. This column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I've got 2 4s in the column and box. So when I put the 3, 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 and 6 go in, and the 3 makes that the 6 and that the 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are 8 and 9. So these are 1, 4, and 7. There's no 4 there. But these sum to 24 with those summing to 7. So those have to sum to 24 minus... Those have to sum to 17. So they're 8 and 9. There's no 8 there. The 4 makes that the 5. So I've now got the sum of all of that, which is 16. So I need another 3 to get to 19. The 3 looks down, making that the 4 and that the 3. Of course, no 3 here or here. Oh, pardon me. Pardon me so much. The 1, 2 pair makes this the 3. The 1, 2 pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 7 and 9. And the 7 in the box makes that the 9 and that the 7. That's going to do some work here some point soon, but I'm hoping to do as much by Sudoku as I can. This is an 8-9 pair. But those 5 digits sum to 27. I'm already at 12. So these need to sum to 15. Now, a 3-cell 15 sum is right up my alley, but let's do more Sudoku. 9 makes that 1, which makes that 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 5. So in this, well, in this column, or the 2 makes that 1, that 2, that 1. These are 1, 2, and 6. And the 6 makes that 2 and that 6. So these sum to 14. So those digits have to sum to 13. Well, I can't use 8, 5. It's 9, 4. Making that the 8. And those sum to 27. That's good. So I've got a mode change to be able to uncolor. The 9 looks across, making that the 8. Taking 8 out of there. This is a pair. 1 and 3. The 1 makes that the 3 and that the 1. Let's mark off clues that are done. The 27 is done. The 24 is done. The 21 is done by default. The 21 is done. The 19 is done. The 35 is done. The 31 is done. The 20 is done. We're now just down to Sudoku. So it's taken me a long time to get through this, but I'll get there. 7 and 1, leaving these as pairs. 5, 6 and 7. And the 7 is looking up, making that the 6 and that the 7, which leaves that as the 9. These are 2 and 4. The 2 is looking down, making that the 4 and that the 2, looking up, making that the 5 and that the 4. And the 7 is looking up, making that the 9 and that the 7. And that is the correct solution to Don't Get Too Cross by Panthera. I need to get better at X sums. Some of the puzzles in this pack are going to really hammer me. I think I'm going to make this the first scenic hike in the pack because it's a step up in difficulty of understanding them. I could be wrong about that, but a 35-minute puzzle, it feels about right. And yeah, we'll see how it all goes, because it's, even if there are puzzles that are scenic hikes that are easier than this, doing something that is a pure X sums as an introduction to the next step up feels like a good way of doing it. Really cool puzzle though. I hopefully learned a lot about how things worked and things like constraints that overlap and everything. There's a lot to work on in these puzzles. I need to get better at X sums. Hopefully this is helping other people do the same. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.